Hello, my name is Kelly Hodges, and today I'm doing a talk titled Unlimited Energy for Entrepreneurial Mothers. Now, the reason why I chose this topic in particular is because I am a mother myself, and so I know the struggles trying to do the whole work-life balance with children, and then also the entrepreneurial side of things, having that energy and that presence and that confidence in order to run your own business whilst you're being a wife or whilst you're being a mother, whilst you are wearing all of these different hats is so important. And as a dietitian, I know the importance of nutrition. And I know that the right nutrition is an absolute game changer, and it will allow you to have unlimited energy in order for you to really excel in your business and as a mother and be that present and caring person that you know that you are. So today I'm going to be talking to you about unlimited energy, and my talk is directed at entrepreneurial mums, but anyone else, you're welcome to listen, and I'm sure that you'll be able to find a few things that you may be able to put into place. Okay, so if you're here, you're likely experiencing one of three things. So the first one is symptoms, and that's a really big one. So these symptoms may be things like brain fog, it may be energy crashes, it may be weight gain, especially around the abdominal area. And these symptoms, they are things that you've tried to do things for. You've tried to help these symptoms, but nothing's working. And this is frustrating you. The second reason could be that you've got a heavy reliance on caffeine or on sugar. And so lots of people don't like to admit it. But when you actually think about it, you may come to realize, I do rely on it a little more than I should. And so on caffeine or on sugar, and so you've got your energy is going up and going down through the day. You've got those energy dips. You're not quite yourself because you're relying on these outside stimulants in order to get you through your day, and especially come the 3 p.m. mark when you're exhausted, or especially at the start of the day when you're trying to get rolling for the day and you're getting kids ready and getting yourself ready and you're working out your day at work and everything's go, 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 and you're like, you know what, I need a coffee, I need 2 coffees, oh my gosh. At 3 p.m. or at 10 a.m. When your energy starts dipping, I need something. I need a bit of chocolate or a bit of fruit, or I need something just to give me that bit of energy to keep going. So there's a bit of a caffeine or a sugar reliance going on. The third thing is you've got reduced passion for your work, or you're not as present with your children or with your husband or with your partner, and that sucks. Because you are a passionate person, you know what you're doing in regards to your work, and you want to go, but the thing is you've lost your passion and you're not as enthusiastic and you're not thinking clearly when you go to work and you're not making the headway that you've been wanting to make. And when your children come home from school at the end of the day and they're so excited to see you, and you're so excited to see them, but then they do one thing and you snap and you're irritated, and previously this wasn't you, and previously you wouldn't have snapped as quickly, but now they do one thing and you're annoyed and you're like, okay, let's get through bedtime, let's go do bedtime just so that you can sit down and relax at the end of the day for your half hour, for your hour before everything goes again. So you've got reduced passion, or you've got reduced presence with your work and with your children. Okay, so what I want to do very first up is symptoms. And so what I want you to do is go and get a pen and paper. So go now, I'll give you 30 seconds. If you don't have a pen and paper nearby, then just grab your phone, completely fine, jump onto your notes section, and you can jot it down in notes. Or if you don't have notes, go into a text message and type it in there. That's completely fine. So what I want you to do, we're going to go through a bunch of symptoms that pretty much every entrepreneurial mother is feeling, but we're just not connecting the dots with how to translate these symptoms into your nutrition. And so pen and paper, write down all the symptoms that you are experiencing. There's no right or wrong. Doesn't matter how many symptoms you're experiencing. There's no award for getting more symptoms or less symptoms. This is just you in front of your computer. No one can see, so be really, really honest with yourself, okay? So let's dive in. Energy dips. If you're experiencing energy dips, and so this may be maybe like I've already said, like the 10 a.m. or 3 p.m. They're your typical times for energy dips. You're just feeling run down. That's when you'll typically go grab a cup of tea and a biscuit, or a coffee, or a bit of toast, or whatever it is. Fatigue. You're just tired. You never used to be tired, but you're tired now. Mid-morning or afternoon energy crashes. So that's quite similar to the energy dips, but this is quite specific to the mid-morning or the afternoon energy crashes, just where you're feeling flat and you know, okay, picking the kids up in 2 hours time, or I'm about to pick the kids up, I need energy in order to get that side of my day done. You're waking fatigued. Or another way is you're waking unrefreshed. So when you're waking up, you're still tired. You're not ready to get up and go, go, go. And maybe once upon a time you were used to, you could wake up and you'd be like, yep, let's go, let's exercise, let's hit the road running, let's go, 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 got so much to do. But now you're waking up and you're like, oh, wow, okay, let's go. And so waking up unrefreshed. You may have sugar cravings. And so that's where you may be craving things like chocolate or biscuits, or it may be something even like toast and jam, for example. It may be chocolate at the end of the day, or lollies, or cake, or whatever it might be. But you've got those sugar cravings, and those sugar cravings, they kind of run your life. And when you've got them, they're so strong, and if you just have a little bit, you're done. Or it may turn into a big binge. Who knows? But there's the sugar cravings quite present in your life. Hunger, even after a meal, you've just had a meal, it's nourishing, it's nutritious, it was delicious. But then even straight afterwards, you're like, what could I snack on? What else is there for me to eat? Is there a little bit of cake around? Is there something else for me to eat? So you're hungry even after a meal. You may have dizziness or shakiness. And so that's just like your hands or your legs may just feel a bit dizzy or a bit shaky. You may have sleep issues where you may either struggle to fall asleep, or once you're asleep, you may frequently wake up with no reason, like you don't need to go for a wee, although that is one of the other symptoms. But some sleep issues where you used to sleep through the night and you're no longer quite sleeping through the night. That's me, but I blame my 8-month-old baby and my 3-year-old son who constantly wake me up. So if it's kids, not quite the same, but if it's you, then right, jot that one down. You're thirsty, you can't quench it, and so you're just constantly thirsty, or you're drinking a lot more than what you used to, or than kind of what you need. You're feeling more tired than usual, and so yes, it's a busy period of your life. You're running a business, you're running a home, you may have a partner, you may be doing all of these outside curriculum activities with the children, you're socializing, you're doing so much. And so yes, it may be a busy time in your life, but you feel that you should have more energy than what you do. So you're feeling more tired than how you should. Okay. Infections. So if you get a little cut, or you get UTIs is a really big one. So you're getting more frequent infections, or the infections, they're lasting a lot longer. So you're not recovering as quickly. increased or frequent urination, so going to the loo more often. So overnight you're waking up to go to the loo where you never used to do that, or through the day you're constantly going to the loo, then that's one of the symptoms. This one is just if you've checked pathology. Not everybody has. So if you haven't, don't even worry about this one. Just glaze over it. Borderline blood sugar levels. So if your doctor has said to you, if you're in the health profession and you've read your own results, like I love doing, you've got borderline blood sugar levels, and so if you've been told borderline blood sugar levels, then just jot that one down. We can touch on that later, or you're welcome to hit me up with an email. I'm not going to go into that one today, just because it's outside the scope of today's presentation. A few more symptoms. You got brain fog, and so that's when you are doing your work, you're trying to get a word out of your mind, and you can't get it out of your mind. If you are doing something, or you dash across to the other side of the office because, you need to grab something, you get there, what was it? Or you need to call somebody, you call them, you've forgotten exactly what you need to say, don't worry, I'll call you back. So you've got brain fog. Weight gain, especially around the abdominal area, especially for us ladies, so the weight gain around there. You might be quicker to snap or more irritable. And so, like we were saying before, like your children do one thing wrong and you're like, hey, I'm done. Like, let's get to bed. Let's get the show on the road. Good night. And so you might be quicker to snap. You might be more irritable. If your hubby comes home late from work, or he may have gone for a beer with some friends, you may not be as forgiving as you once were. And so all of those there, definitely that's your mood, and that's a huge part of it. You might be requiring more stimulants to get you through the day, so whether that is some coffee or some sugar, maybe you're a smoker, and so maybe it's smoking, but whatever it is, just more stimulants to get you through the day, whether that's to give you energy or to calm you down, or an emotional response to food, whatever it is. You may have a lower libido. That's not fun, and so that is another really big one. And then you may also just be more emotional, and so you're tired, you've got so much going on, and then it takes a lot smaller things for you to really feel those emotions bubble up inside you, and you may cry more easily, or you may just feel sad more easily. You may just feel more. And so all of those are symptoms. Now, what I want you to do is have a look and count how many symptoms you've got, and also just have a look over the symptoms and be like, wow, that is what I'm experiencing. And so count how many you've got. Now, if you are experiencing about 5, maybe more, but at least 5, there is a possibility that you may have insulin resistance. If you're experiencing 8 or more, it's very likely that you've got insulin resistance. And if you're experiencing 10 or more than 10, then most likely you've got insulin resistance, and there's a possibility that you may have pre-diabetes. All of these symptoms here are symptoms of insulin resistance and leading towards pre-diabetes, because pre-diabetes is, I guess, the second stage of insulin resistance. Now, that's nothing to worry about, because at the end of the day, you're you, and these are the symptoms that you're experiencing. And so whatever diagnosis or whatever you get told that you have, yes, it's good, lump it all into one diagnosis, but at the end of the day, all of these symptoms are as a result, more often than not, of your lifestyle and of the food that you're eating. And today I'm going to focus on the food. So all of these symptoms are reversible, and insulin resistance is reversible. If you've got pre-diabetes, it's reversible. And so that's amazing. And so if you've got this is incredible, because that means You're at a point right now where you can make that choice to either stay where you are and continue this exhaustion and fatigued and irritated, non-present sort of woman that you don't resonate with, and that's not you. Or you can choose to regain control and say, enough's enough. I need my energy back. I want to be that amazing entrepreneurial mother that I know that I am. I want to be able to juggle my work life and my kids, and I want to be present when my kids come home, and I want to be intimate with my partner, and I want to be me again. And so that's what I'm going to go through from a nutrition side of things. And there's so many other areas we could dive into. But today we're just sticking with nutrition. So what I want to do, actually I've also just jotted down a few risk factors. So if you're sedentary or you've got an inactive lifestyle, if you've got high blood pressure, if you had gestational diabetes whilst you were pregnant, or if your baby was more than 4 kilos or 9 pounds, if you've got high or low cholesterol, and if you've got a parental sibling with diabetes. So all of those are risk factors for insulin resistance and pre-diabetes. And then the ones before were the symptoms. So if you've got the symptoms and you can stack on these risk factors as well, there's a pretty high chance. But like I say, let's talk about nutrition. Let's get all of this rolled backwards for you so that you can go back to being who you are. If you do have questions about insulin resistance, because I'm not going to talk more about that, again, email me. My contact details are at the end, okay? All right, so what I want to do is a case study with Anna. And so Anna is an entrepreneurial mother, and sometimes it's easier to take a step back and look through the lens of somebody else. And so we're going to look through Anna's lens. I'm going to go through her case study, and it should be able to help you where you can kind of apply this on for you. So Anna is 37 years old. She's got 2 children, they're age 6 and 9. She's married. Her husband works in an office. He's commuting. He's away a lot for the start of the day, getting ready for school and the school pickups as well. So that's all on Anna. She's running her business from home. So in between school hours, she comes home and she jumps on her computer and she runs her business. She's gradually been putting on weight, about 2 kilos per year. She wakes up exhausted. She's unrefreshed. She's waking up with is it another day, as opposed to bounding out of bed. She puts on the jug, she makes herself a coffee, gets her kids off to school. By the time she gets home from the school drop-off, she's on to her second or third cup of coffee, but her brain still isn't switching on. She's still tired. She's still not alert enough to be productive at work and to have a day where she's able to really be present. And so she maybe goes to the kitchen and grabs something to eat to kind of perk her up before she gets going for the day. And so I want to go through her nutrition specifically. And so with Anna, she wakes up, she has a couple of bits of toast with margarine and some jam or Vegemite, a couple of coffees. That's with the kids whilst they're getting ready for the day. She drops the kids at school, she comes home, has a banana and another coffee. She knows that banana has a bit of energy, so she's like, yep, get into me, let's get going. Fires up her computer and starts for her day now. She knows she's already quite tired. She doesn't have time to leave her computer because she's got so much to do, and so she lands up just snacking over the course of the day. So over the course of the day, maybe she's got, you can see at the bottom there, some chips, maybe some fruit, a little bit of yogurt, some cheese. She just goes into the kitchen, grabs what she can, a quick bite, and then she must keep going, because if she doesn't keep going, time is running out and she needs to collect the kids, and her brain's not working properly and she's not being as efficient as she can. So she really just needs to hard grit her way through this. On a good day, she will have some leftovers, but more often than not, it's snacking. The afternoon rolls around. It's almost time to collect the kids. Oh my gosh. She's going to just have a couple of chocolates on the drive to the school just to get her that energy so that she can attend to the kids in the afternoon because they have boundless energy. When she gets home, chuck on a lasagna, has some lasagna for dinner. Not so much the salad. The kids don't really eat the salad. But some lasagna. Gets the kids off to bed, plunks on the couch, has a wine with their husband or her partner when they get home, and they open some chocolate together. Okay, now this is very typical, very, very typical. But what we can see here, maybe more so as a dietitian, is that Anna is running on carbohydrates, and carbs are broken straight down into sugar. Any sugar that isn't used throughout the course of the day is stored as fat. So it's converted and then stored as fat. So let's have a look at her sugar. So you can see for breakfast, just in the morning, before her kids even get to school, she's having 11 teaspoons of sugar. So that's the carbohydrates broken down into sugar. If you want to work out your own, you take your carbohydrates, you divide it by 4, and that gives you how many teaspoons of sugar. Morning tea, a quick 5 teaspoons of sugar. Lunchtime, maybe she's not having anything, maybe she's having leftovers. If she's having leftovers, then it's about 8 teaspoons. Afternoon tea, a quick snack before she grabs the kids, another 7 teaspoons of sugar. Her dinner, her lasagna, just a straight lasagna, nothing fancy, 8 teaspoons of sugar, just there. So just imagine a sugar bowl, and you're just literally taking out 8 teaspoons of sugar and go, yum, that's what I'm having for dinner. So she is just running on sugar. You can see 11, and then 5, and then 7, and then 8. After dinner, once the kids go to bed, another 9 teaspoons of sugar before then she tries to go to sleep. So it's no wonder that Anna is exhausted. She is on a sugar roller coaster. Not only that, the sugar just before bed, it's going to be affecting her sleep as well. She's going to struggle to go to sleep. She may be waking up through the night. And then when she wakes up, she's going to be tired. She's going to be tired because she hasn't had sugar for a while, so her sugar levels will be low and she'll be tired. Over the course of the day, that's just shy of 50 teaspoons of sugar. Now, what you need to remember is that sugar is non-essential. And so when it's non-essential, that means your body doesn't need any. If you don't have any sugar, no carbohydrates, your body would thrive. I'm not saying you have to do that, but what I'm saying is 50 teaspoons is a lot more than no teaspoons. And so no teaspoons is thriving, 50 teaspoons is exhausted. And so we just have to start cutting that back. But what else could we actually do? So if I had more time, I'd look at the micronutrients. I'd have a look at specifically your B vitamins, for example, but have a look at the different micronutrients. But for the sake of today and the scope of today, we're just having a look at the macros. And this is something that you can apply as well. So we're going to move on to protein. So when it comes to protein, you're needing that throughout the course of the day. With Anna, she's needing approximately about 85 to 110 grams of protein per day. And she's only getting about 70 grams if she has lunch, like a leftovers lunch, or she's having about 40 grams if she's not having leftovers for lunch. And so all the red things there are the sources of protein for Anna in her day. And so with that, she's only getting less than 50% of her protein requirements, which is not enough in order to function. When it comes to fat, her fat, I'm not counting margarine because margarine is terrible for you. So fat from natural sources, so the yogurt, the cheese, the fat in the mince for the lasagna, maybe she used some olive oil, those types of fats, they're great for you. But even with that, her first dose of fat is coming in at dinner time, maybe lunchtime if she has the leftovers. And so fat is so satiating and filling, and that's going to help reduce those sugar cravings. But for Anna, she's not getting it until dinner time. And so no wonder she's going to be on this roller coaster of sugar, 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 give me more sugar through the day, because she's not getting the fat that she needs. The fat also assists with the hormones. And so the hormones will, one, help to control the sugar, but also it'll help you to feel full. And so the hormone called leptin helps you to feel full. And so for those people who are hungry and then hungry and then hungry, and they're craving and then they're hungry, you're not getting enough fat. You need more fat. The fat will actually fill you up and keep you feeling fuller for longer. And so therefore you have your brekkie, a nice solid brekkie, and you don't need to eat again because you're not hungry, you're not craving, you've got energy, you've got presence. You don't need to eat again until, say, lunchtime or afternoon tea. It's amazing. Anyway, so for Anna, she's getting probably about 30 grams of fat in the day, so about 40% of her, not her requirements, but the amount that she needs in order to really thrive. So she's getting nowhere close. So just in summary, carbohydrates about 50 teaspoons per day. This is leaving her exhausted with sugar cravings and looking older. We don't want to look older. Her protein, she's getting about 50% of her minimum requirements. That's not the amount that she could be having in order to be doing even better. That's just minimum baseline. She's getting about half of what she needs. So loss of muscle tone, difficulty to lose weight. When you combine those two together, there's a loss or a reduction of confidence in yourself and your self-esteem and how you present yourself. And then fat, about 40% of minimum fat requirements. And so this is leaving her moody, emotional, always hungry, sugar cravings. And so with Anna, you can see changes need to be made. And it's not Anna's fault. She's doing the best that she can to get through the day because she is busy and exhausted. And at the moment, she needs the caffeine, she needs the sugar, she needs the stimulants. But at some point, we have to draw a line and start making changes so that your body can do what it needs to do so that you can be who you need to be. And so let's say Anna makes some changes. So first of all, we are reducing the sugar, we're increasing her protein, and we're increasing her fat. So for brekkie, she's actually started fasting and just having a black coffee, so that's no sugar. For morning tea, instead of a banana and another coffee, she's now having eggs and avo, so fat and protein, and she has a coffee. Great, totally fine, don't worry about it. For lunchtime, she's having leftovers if she's hungry. Otherwise, she's not having anything, but she's also not feeling the need to snack on all of those foods. Afternoon tea is some nuts and some vegetable sticks now, as opposed to the chocolate bars on the running to the school pickup. Now she's able to have something more substantial and keep those energy levels stable. Dinner, still the lasagna, but she's replaced the sheets of lasagna for eggplant or zucchini sheets instead. So just straight veggies cut up nicely. And for dinner, change the chocolate over for a dark chocolate, and she's having a glass of red wine. Just with these changes alone, if this is all that Anna did, and this is just looking at protein, fats, and carbohydrates, after a week, she would be waking with more energy. Amazing! As a result of that, she would be more productive and efficient at work. She'd be able to focus on her work when she's at work, get her work done, leave her work at work, and therefore when she comes home, she's present with her children and her partner. She's also now got natural, stable energy. So instead of a huge reliance on caffeine and sugar, yes, she still has her coffee completely fine. I don't have to take that away. But we've reduced her sugar and put in the fat, put in the protein to a point that she is no longer on those roller coasters, which are the most exhausting thing ever. And so now she's just got natural, stable energy. She just eats to nourish her body as opposed to eating to give herself the energy to keep going. She just eats for nutrition. And that's an amazing, amazing place to be. And as a result of all of this, improved confidence, improved self-esteem, her presentation's better, she's feeling better in herself. So maybe her skin looks younger, maybe maybe she's feeling more bright, maybe she's just feeling more confident because she's, I don't know, starting to lose weight or gain more muscle tone, or just feeling better because she's now got the energy to get up properly for the day and present herself. And therefore, when she's with others, she just feels more confident and more herself. Also, better libido as well. And so, all of this is literally just a result of the basic changes of reducing carbs, meeting minimum protein requirements, and upping the fat in order for your body to absolutely thrive. So with what I've actually done is for you to be able to work out your own nutritional requirements. So if you jump onto the website kellyhodges.com.au, there's a download there where you can actually work out your own requirements. How much protein do you need? How much fat is beneficial? And carbohydrates, what should you be aiming for? So check that out. If you've got questions though, then hit me up. My email is hello@kellyhodges.com.au. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you. I hope that this has been helpful in the eyes of Anna or in the eyes of somebody else, just so you can take a step back and go, yes, I really am a lot like Anna. I do 1, 2, 3. I do these things, but maybe I don't do everything, but I do these things. And yes, I feel I could also benefit from making these changes. And so I do hope that this has helped you to at least start thinking about the possibility. Because at the end of the day, right now, I totally understand mums, we're exhausted. And it feels like we're in a bit of a rat race where this is what I have to do in order to keep going. But the truth is, you can start making these tiny changes, can do them over time, can do it all at once, and you can get to a point where you take control over your own energy, and you really, really, really can have all the energy in the world, all the presence to be with your children, all the efficiency at work so that you can start making profits again. You can really just excel, and so it is all up to you, and I know that you can do it because you're already an entrepreneurial mother, which is just insanely amazing, and so I know that you've got it in you. I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you've got questions, let me know. Otherwise, just wishing you all the best, and I hope to cross paths in the future. Thank you so much, guys.